Welcome to the conference. This is AMI Inside.
Welcome to the Caribe Royale Hotel and Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. This beautiful location is home to the Assistive Technology Industry Association Conference, otherwise known as ATIA. David Dichter is their CEO.
We've been around since 1999 when a group of companies in this industry wanted to have new opportunities to really show the world about the technology they're making. It crossed all disabilities, all ages, all environmental kind of settings. And these companies were kind of the forefathers of really putting technology out there to create independence and education and learning for people with disabilities.
Approximately 2,500 people attended ATIA this year. The highly organized event included over 350 education sessions and a free exhibit hall, which showcased over 100 companies and their products.
It's pretty amazing how many people come here from the practitioner and professional world of disability. Speech and language pathologists, occupational therapists, teachers, special education teachers, and then rehabilitation folks, vocational rehabilitation folks, and then a whole world of academic and research folks, and then again, a lot of people who are creating new technology, trying to figure out new technology, new solutions, and as we see technology ever changing all the time, we see new sets of companies that come in all the time as well. It's not just a bunch of businesses trying to make some money, it's a bunch of businesses trying to also change lives.
David explained why this conference is unique.
There are other conferences that are much more focused on either specific disability types or disability areas, or they are focused on web accessibility and blindness and low vision, but not so much on all the other technologies. What we've tried to maintain, because we are an industry that's inclusive of all these technologies, is we've tried to maintain an environment where we are very broad-based in terms of the technologies, a huge broad base of age groups we're serving, so it's not just for children, it's not just for school-age populations, for higher education, and then also kind of all the varied environments. Is it workplace? Is it school? Is it college? Is it home? You know, where does that technology get used? We have an ever-growing population that keeps coming here, even as the technology changes and shifts and there's, more mainstream stuff. We still grow.
I'm Suman Kanuganti. I'm the founder and CEO of IRA.
An exciting startup company at ATIA was IRA. Their technology is being hailed a game changer for those with vision loss.
IRA is a visual interpretation service for the blind. So for a monthly subscription fee, we send our users a pair of smart glasses. These smart glasses has a camera located right in front of the user's eye when they wear them. On the right-hand side is the computer panel, and it has additional sensors, information such as accelerometer and magnetometer. So in essence, we connect blind with human agents who are sitting anywhere in the United States. They access on a computer what we call a dashboard. On the dashboard, they would see whatever the blind person would see from the first-person point of view camera in real time. We are talking in less than 500 milliseconds. Now, video is only one part of the whole puzzle. We also have access to the location of the user. We have access to lots of sensor information coming onto the user. So we pretty much map the location on the top of Google Maps, and also have access to satellite images and so forth. So anything that a blind person wants to do anywhere within United States right now, they can call in and agent will assist them in less than 10 seconds.
Suman shared how he came up with this groundbreaking idea.
My background is in technology, but I hang out a lot with my blind friend. His name is Matt Brock. He lives in Denver, Colorado. So this was back in 2013 when it was an idea when the Google Glass came out. The aspect of the first-person point of view camera was really intriguing. So one day, pretty much with Matt Brock, I asked, hey, instead of talking over the phone, let's do a Google Hangout. Now, in this case, I'm seeing whatever he would see, right? So I'm going ahead and describing things in front of him. Next day, he calls me and says, Suman, You know what? This is very intriguing. If there is a service like this, I could actually use it every day because we walked around the buildings. We walked to the closest shops. So it was awesome experience for him. The cool thing is I was finishing my Rady School of Management MBA at the same time. So I went ahead and did actual market research because I didn't have good experience, understanding the blindness before. So that's when it all started. And I'm super glad the community came together. They were really helpful, and I learned a lot in the last 2 years.
The user experience of Aira is dynamic.
The thing is, we initially brainstormed and thought, oh, this can be used in multiple different ways, traveling point A to point B and getting simple things done fast enough, cooking, etc., right? But what is happening with our explorers is the more they get used to the service, the more different types of activities that they are doing. So right now I'm tracking 113 different types of things that our explorers has done so far, and it's growing. Every day there is a new story. So, we are talking about Sheila. She got a description of the live show at the Disneyland. It's a dance show. It was pretty cool. And then we actually had one user experience the live Christmas light show at the Rockefeller Center before the Christmas. And then shopping is a good example. So yeah, so there's so many different use cases, and the community is responding very good, very positive. But it's a two-way thing. We are learning, they are learning. It's a team effort sometimes because there are a lot of new things that people do, and they listen. They won't give you opinions. They will give you the ultimate descriptions possible, and it's a relationship as well.
Aira will be available in Canada later this year. Sumon explained how subscription works in the U.S.
It is very similar to any of the mobile cell phone plan. Now, they get the glasses within the subscription, so there is no buying hardware as such. They get the data because we are partners with AT&T. AT&T partnership is great because we are going to get network prioritization for our service. And the third thing, they also get insurance. So it's all simple, packaged, bundled service.
What's in the future for Aira?
So where the technology is headed to is we are going to have more and more value-added features that's going to come on the glass for free. So either it be a complex task, which can be done with the human agent, or either it can be a simple task that you can just talk to your glasses. That's how the technology trajectory is looking like.
For more information about Aira, go to aira.io. That's AIRA.io.
AMI Inside will return. This is AMI Inside.
Hi, my name is Timothy Gells. I'm the Director of Marketing for Eschenbach Optic. Eschenbach Optic is a manufacturer of magnification solutions, and that ranges everything from spectacle magnifiers to handheld magnifiers to actually electronic devices too that magnify things. We also carry a line of absorptive filters that improve contrast and improve eye conditions for people who have glare issues.
Eschenbach had new video magnifiers on display. Timothy walked us through a couple of them.
So this one's called the MagnaLink S, and it's used to work with a laptop or a PC computer. So the idea is you plug this into your laptop, you download the software, and the image that it's looking at is magnified on the computer screen. And you can kind of do the same thing. You can zoom in on the image to make it bigger. You can change the contrast of it. This one's kind of nice, though, because the camera can be used to look far away, too. So imagine a student in a classroom wants to look at the textbook, but then they want to see the teacher in the whiteboard. So you can flip the camera up, take the lens off, and now you can look at the whiteboard. And you can look and see that, and you can make that bigger or smaller depending on what you're looking at. The image is probably, 20, 30 feet away there. It zooms in pretty well, pretty clear. You can also, with this MagnaLink S, take snapshots and also record. So if a student's in a lecture and they want to record that lecture, they can do that too, depending on the size of the storage on the laptop.
The MagnaLink S is shaped like a work lamp. A camera is located at the end of an arching arm.
Basically, a device that has 3 legs on it that you can fold in and then fold down so that the device really gets down to a size that is about maybe a foot long by about 6 inches wide by about 3 or 4 inches deep. So it makes it pretty compact. So a student can really just throw that in their backpack. That's the device size, so it makes it really easy to transport.
Next up was the Visilux Digital HD.
So this device is a 7-inch portable video magnifier. And the difference on this is that it's a much smaller device, more portable. You can carry it with you. It's got a few buttons on the screen, magnification plus and minus. So I can zoom in on that text if I want, zoom out. It also has the ability to change the contrast. So again, some people like to have that reverse contrast mode. It's easier for them to use. And you can also go into a live mode. There's a camera on there that allows you to take a snapshot, freeze frame. And there's ports on the top that allow you to connect HDMI port to an external monitor. So if a person looks at the screen and says, oh, that's kind of nice, a 7-inch monitor, but I need something larger, they can plug it into their monitor at home and look at an even larger image. And there's also a USB port on there to download pictures that you take on the device onto your PC. And I should say one thing that's kind of unique about this device is a feature called digital line scrolling. So normally when I'm looking at the text, I'm looking at this column, this row. If I zoom in, I can only really see one word. And now I have to move the whole device across the page to keep reading it. Well, this device has something called digital line scrolling, where if I press a button, it'll actually move the text. It'll kind of scroll across the text. So it makes it easier for a person to then not have to move the device so much. You just press the button, and the text scrolls across, and you can go down to the next row, and then go across the row that way. So it makes it easier for users to use the device to be able to read.
Eschenbach also carries a range of products for distance.
This, for example, is a monocular telescope. So this is about maybe 4 inches long by maybe an inch high, by about an inch wide. And it's a rubber-coated telescope, basically, with a little mechanism on top that slides back and forth that allows you to bring it into focus. So this one is used for people that are trying to spot, let's say in the supermarket, an aisle sign, or they're trying to see a bus number from far away, and that will magnify the image either 4 or 6 times, depending what power you get. It's a nice little portable device that you can carry with you and have when you want to spot something kind of far away.
Hi, I'm Chad Udell. I'm the Managing Director with Float, and at ATIA 2017, we are demoing our new product, Sedalion.
Float is primarily a service company which develops custom mobile apps.
We've been doing a lot of work in augmented reality, and we noticed that augmented reality has a tremendous, powerful tool set that could unlock a lot of things, especially in terms of accessibility, making the real world more accessible to people through assistive technology. And so we came to ATIA in order to demonstrate a new application that we've been working on. That's a navigation and assistive tool for people that are visually impaired in order to help them understand the world around them a little bit better. So the product is called Sedalion. And what it is an application that runs on a smartphone or tablet, specifically a smartphone or tablet that is Tango enabled. Tango is a new sensor pack set from Google that allows infrared, depth perception, area learning, all the types of things that make augmented reality really powerful. Uses those sensors, can see the world around it, and then turns that into an audio soundscape. So it's a sensory substitution tool that basically translates the visual world into sound. So delivered via a headphone here, it provides a series of different tones. Lower objects have a lower pitch tone, higher objects have a higher pitch tone. The closer the object, the louder the volume, farther the object, the quieter the sound. It also provides a couple different types of tones based off of if everything is all clear in front of you. It lets you know that the audio has become clear, and then it goes silent for a little while. It also, when it's idle and still detecting but not doing anything, it provides some intermittent metronome-like clicks in order to let you know, hey, it's still doing its job.
Chad elaborated on the value of Sedalion.
It's an augmentative kind of product, right? I don't think that we're really in a place right now where we would recommend that people replace their dog or their cane. So this is an additional assurance, about unfamiliar spaces. Say, for example, you're going into a shopping mall, a new, museum, a public building, something along those lines, and you just need a little bit of extra confidence, right? You want some more independence. You want to be able to get around by yourself. Don't want necessarily to have to take somebody's arm. You could actually do something along those lines with this in conjunction with your other assistive aids. So what's really unique, I think, about our approach to assistive technology is this is not just a single-purpose device, right? Building our product out as an app allows the user, the buyer of our application, to use their smartphone or tablet for all the other things that a smartphone or tablet is great at, right? Watching Netflix, going to YouTube, browsing the web, doing their email. This is just a functionality layered on top of that. So you don't need to buy some single-purpose device that you have to carry around with you and make sure that it's charged. most people always have their phone or tablet with them, right? So this is a very ubiquitous and easy to use, accessible kind of product.
How have people responded to Sedalion so far?
After about 10 or 15 minutes of onboarding, people just get it, right? They understand it. It's very intuitive. And, you know, when it's held in your hand, it's a great tool, but it can also be worn on a vest, in a lanyard, or if you have a mobility chair, it could be mounted on the end of there. Just really, really accessible, easy to use application. So the app is available already. It's on Google Play. You just download it through the App Store. It's $40. Right now. We're looking at all kinds of different changes, maybe moving it to a subscription model, changing a number of different things about it. We're still in the early stages of firming up all of those types of details, but you can get it today. All you need in order to make it work, though, is a Tango-enabled handset. I'm holding one from Lenovo. This is the Fab 2 Pro. This is a $500 device. That's US. You can buy it on Amazon.com. You can buy it on Lenovo.com. And there's a number of other manufacturers that are coming out with these new Tango devices this year as well.
Chad talked about the future of Sedalion.
So we listen to our users. We have a feedback loop built right into the application. If people want to suggest features, they can do that right through the app itself. We're working on an update right now that'll add some assistance for stair detection, like stairways going up, stairways going down. We've got all kinds of great things on the horizon, including interior navigation to actually tell you where the object is that you want to go to. So if you have a specific office or an exhibit inside of a museum or a shop inside of a shopping center or mall that you wanted to go to, you'll soon be able to talk to Sedalion and it'll be able to provide you directions.
Coming up next on AMI Inside, the 2017 Assistive Technology Conference.
You don't have to take your phone out of your pocket to completely control your phone, answer texts.
AMI Inside will return. This is AMI Inside.
Hi, I'm Sabrina Kemeny.
Sabrina is one of the co-founders of TAP, a company and device which could revolutionize digital communication.
The device is a strap. It's just a very soft, flexible piece of material that is worn at the top of the fingers where your rings would normally go. And what it does is it turns any surface into a keyboard by simply tapping your fingers on a surface. You send letters and numbers, commands to any Bluetooth-enabled device, such as your smartphone or your iPad or your laptop, etc. One thing that's especially useful for low vision and blind users is that we've also incorporated all the voiceover commands, all the gestures that one would use with voiceover on their smartphone into this. What that means is that you don't have to take your phone out of your pocket to completely control your phone, answer texts, go in and out of apps. If you're in a navigation mode, let's say, you can leave your phone in your pocket or your purse.
Sabrina explained the motivation behind this idea.
As the world becomes more mobile and as technology is proceeding, there's the screen space where we input data is disappearing. If you think about a smartwatch or the Google Glass, let's say, there was no screen, there was no way to input any text and communicate except verbally with your device. Well, dictation is great, but it's not good in every situation. There's always going to be times like classrooms, meetings, concerts, just being out in public where you don't want to speak to your device. So that was the inspiration, is come up with a way to have language input quietly.
A-E-I-O-U. One finger down.
So one of the great things about TAP is that it's very easy to learn. There is an alphabet where, for instance, when I tap my fingers, my thumb is A, my index finger is E, my middle finger is I, ring finger is O-U, so this is A-E-I-O-U. But to learn all the letters, we have a very simple, fun, easy game. And after playing the game for about an hour, you don't have to play all at once. You could play 10 minutes at a time. But about after an hour of use, you have memorized the alphabet completely.
What's next for TAP?
This is a prototype, but it's a fully functional prototype. The electronics are all done. The only thing that's changing between this and the final product is the industrial design. So this is a foam strap right now, but the final design will be a really beautiful textile. Also very much similar. It'll be this iconic design, which is just kind of this square rectangular piece, and very, very comfortable and flexible. You can wear it for hours. It's also designed nicely for all users, including low vision, because we have a device that vibrates, so you'll know when it turns on, when it turns off, so it makes it a little bit easier to use.
TAP will be available later this year through the company's website, tapwithus.com. That's TAPWITHUS.com.
Brainport actually is a product that is used by the profoundly blind.
Bill Kahn is the VP of Sales and Marketing for WeCab Incorporated. They are the makers of the Brainport V100, an oral electronic vision aid.
The idea behind it is to provide additional sensory input beyond the cane, their hearing, or their sense of touch.
Brainport consists of dark-lensed glasses and a handheld controller. A camera is built into the nose bridge of the glasses.
We call this the IOD, or intraoral device. And basically it's got, it's a 20 by 20 matrix, 400 different dots, and think of them as pixels. So when you put this on your tongue, you've got 400 pixels that you're working with. Whatever the video camera sees is digitized and displayed electrically on the tongue. This pad sits right on top of the user's tongue. And it works with contrast, light and dark. If you're in a dark room, it's not going to function. If you're out in the snow, it's going to be hard to pick out things unless they've got dark colors to them. So through training, they learn to understand what they're feeling. Shapes, something round versus something square, maybe lines. And at the very beginning, they learn up, down, right, left, and they go from there through the training process. There are other products out there that you could get, for instance, a retinal implant, which would take out the eye, and then that would give the users who are profoundly blind potentially more information. They would see spots, those types of things, but it doesn't really give them vision as we know it, being sighted people. This way, it's something that's completely non-surgical, non-interventional, and it's something they put in, take off, use when they need it, and take it off when they don't.
Brainport is currently available in the U.S., European Union, and Hong Kong. WeCab is hoping to launch in Canada soon.
We've tested it with over 400 people, various ages, various types of reasons for blindness, people who've been blind since birth, and people who have what we call acquired blindness or recently been blind. Goes from 5-year-olds to 80-year-olds. The overall reception is very good. There are some people that just don't get it or don't want to get it. It's like anything else. It's like learning a language. You're learning something new, so you have to go through the training process. We actually have 6 training centers now in the United States. They have to come to the training center itself. The training is 3 hours a day over 3 days. Once they go through the training, then they are allowed to purchase the product. So we want them to try it. We want them to be comfortable with it before they pay the $10,000 to buy the product.
The applications of Brainport are far-reaching.
We have a gentleman who's a rock climber who has one, and he uses it when he goes to the rock climbing gym. That way he can find handholds. We have an artist in New York City who paints and also does sculpture. And she paints in lights and darks, so she uses the Brainport for that. We have a gentleman that wanted to do fine dining, so he would go into a restaurant now and he can identify where the plates, cups, knives, and forks were. He didn't want somebody to tell him, he wanted to know it himself. A gentleman in Chicago recently went to the Cubs game. Well, not recently, a couple months ago, went to the Cubs game. Always a Cubs fan, so he could recognize his players. He could also recognize his wife. So he said for the first time in 5 years, I've finally seen my wife. He can recognize her shape as she comes up, as she gets close to him. Other real-life things, doorways. In an elevator door opens, somebody can recognize if there's somebody coming into the elevator. So it's got 1,000 different uses, and it's different for everybody.
The next product we explored at ATIA comes from a company called Low Vision Aids Incorporated. Connor Boss, who has a form of juvenile macular degeneration called Stargardt disease, is their marketing director. She gave us a rundown on a reading machine.
This is the Patriot Voice Plus. It's our newest, and I would say probably one of the most innovative devices on the market right now, because it is not necessarily just geared toward people with low vision, but it can also be used by those who are completely blind, and I feel like there are very few devices out there that cater to the completely blind. Okay, so basically you place a text underneath onto the tray, and it knows to take a picture, and then it will kind of process that for a minute and then start reading it to you. So I would say it's awesome for mail or recipes, and it's extremely portable, so you can put it in any room in your house, any document you need read, it's great for. And then the coolest feature, I think, is that the Amazon Alexa is embedded into the device. So at any point that I don't know, if you want to know what time it is or what the weather is or a definition in what you were reading, you can just ask it and she'll know. You don't find these OCR machines that actually can talk back to you these days. They're just reading you the material.
The Patriot Voice Plus is 14 inches high, 11 inches wide, and 9 inches deep. It includes a base tray, a back wall, and an overhang which has multicolored buttons.
It's a very lightweight device. This handle on top, it's 5 pounds, I believe. So, like I said, you can transport it anywhere. It does have battery life, which is great. I think up to 5 hours, so you can travel with it. 6 buttons, extremely tactile. You know, forward, backward, your play button, your camera. If you want to, you can leave the document under there and take another picture. There's a menu where you can change the language or the speed of the reading. And what's really awesome is that this is the only device with buttons that are actually illuminated. Most of them are just, your average standard button.
Coming up next on AMI Inside, the 2017 Assistive Technology Conference.
I just give him access to a computer and mobile phone as easily as me. What I can do with my hand, he needs to do with his head also.
AMI Inside will return. This is AMI Inside.
Hello, I'm Mehmet Nimo Turker. You can call me Nimo, and I'm the founder of the Glassouse. Firstly, its name comes from glasses and mouse. It gives you the control, it helps you to control your all smart devices like mobile phone, computer, tablet, PC, smart home devices even. You can control via Bluetooth access.
This assistive device is worn like a pair of glasses. However, it has no lenses or bottom frame. The top frame contains a Bluetooth connection button. A blue silicone mouthpiece is connected to the right hinge by a flexible wire.
Through your head motions, it can recognize your mouse pointer. So if you want to click, just smoothly bite it down. It's a bite click here, so you need to bite them smoothly, then you can click inside. So it's very easy mouse pointing system. We are using the Bluetooth technology to control any devices, so which means we can access any device through the 30 meters away. And the second thing, we are using the 9-axis sensors inside of them, so we catch every head movements. We don't skip anyone. So it's very stable, and it's just plug and play. You can plug with your any device and then start to control your device.
Nemo explained why Glassouse is an improvement compared to other products on the market.
In the voice control or the video processing systems, you need to wait so long time. It takes like 3 seconds, 4 seconds to type a letter in a casual computer. But for this one, you just bite, and it makes you more faster to control devices.
Nemo shared what led him to create this device.
2 years ago, one of my friends had an accident, so it's leaving him unable to use his hands for the rest of his life. He jumped through to the sea and he broken his neck. And actually, my aim was not to find a build a product. My aim was to find a product to give him as a gift. And I couldn't find a product which really fits him required. So I decided to build it up because I have an engineering background. I just started with the heart. And I gone to the government and say, I'm gonna do something like that for the European government because they have some foundations for this one. They didn't give to me. And finally, I applied for the Indiegogo campaign. It's like a Kickstarter website, and we have a successful campaign there. Then I know people really require this product.
The impact of Glassouse on Nemo's friend has been profound.
I just give him access to a computer and mobile phone as easily as me. What I can do with my hand, he needs to do with his head also, with the head motions. Now he earn his own life. He can make online sales through the eBay. He can make blog writings. He's earning money through the internet now. Before that, he was just staying at home. Even he cannot control the TV, and he cannot change the volume up or volume down. He needs to ask for others to help. But now, what I think I give to him is a complete freedom, and he don't need to ask anyone for the help, which makes him very happy. And also, after I entered this business, I found many stories. Like, for example, we have a Luke Santos. He's in Amsterdam. He's from Argentina. He was a DJ, and before 3 years, he had an accident, and car accident. He became a stroke, and he cannot do DJing anymore. After that, one of his friends see the Glassouse campaign and buy a Glassouse for gift to him. Now he's sending everyday email to me, and his life totally changed. And last month he was DJing with the Glassouse on the Amsterdam to the 10,000 people. So totally his life, he's a quadriplegic, and he back to the stage, he back to the work. So what makes me very happy, like, it is not just a gadget that is simply a plastic, it's the cross access to the life for them.
For more information on the Glassouse device, visit glassouse.com. That's GLASSOUSE.com.
I'm Dr. Brian Walensky. I'm an optometrist from New York City.
Dr. Walensky is a training and research consultant for Orcam Technologies Limited.
I'm here at ATIA presenting and showcasing the Orcam My Eye device. Orcam is an assistive device. It's an intuitive portable device that was designed specifically for individuals and people who are visually impaired or blind. So the Orcam device is a smart camera that fits onto any pair of eyeglasses. It has a speaker that sits next to my ear and is connected by a wire to the base unit. The base unit has 3 simple buttons. It has a power button, volume button, and a trigger button. The trigger button is what triggers the camera to take a picture. But you can also trigger the camera to take a picture 2 other ways. So it's also, as I mentioned, pressing the trigger button, tapping on the device, or you can simply just point with your finger straight up to the ceiling so it sees your nail bed, and the camera will then recognize that gesture and then automatically take a photograph and is able to do 3 things. It's able to read, so it has OCR, optical character recognition technology, so it's able to read from a book, a magazine, a newspaper, or even off a computer screen. It's also able to have facial recognition, so it recognizes your friends and other people you wanted to know, and it also has product recognition of the items that you teach it.
Dr. Walensky elaborated on the facial recognition feature.
Basically, I could teach Orcam 100 people into the system. If it doesn't know you, the Orcam device is going to speak to me through the speaker next to my ear and say, 1 person's in front of you, or 2 people are in front of you. Basically, if I want to teach it one of my friends, I would take them to the side, stand in front of them, probably about 3 feet away, basically simply press a button and have the Orcam go into a learning mode, and Orcam learns that person's face. And then from then on, Orcam can either automatically say that person's name anytime the camera sees them, or I can put it in a manual mode where I only want the camera to see it when I press the button.
What inspired this invention?
So the company started in 2010 in Israel by Dr. Amnon Shashua. He came upon the idea for the Orcam concept and the idea of Orcam from his aunt. When upon graduating with his computer science PhD, his aunt came up to him and congratulated him and said, "Great, now you're a doctor, you can fix my vision." And he, of course, said, "Well, I'm not that kind of doctor." But then years later, he started talking and thinking about it to other people about how can I help my aunt, and then came up with the OrCam concept, and that's where it came to today. They finally made their prototype in about 2011, 2012, and then came out with a pre-launch program in 2013, and then fully launched the device here in the US in June of 2015, and then 6 months later up in Canada.
OrCam has multi-language capabilities.
OrCam currently right now has an English version, French, Spanish very soon. It does have German, so it's available in Germany and Austria, and hopefully soon now in Spain. It currently also does Hebrew, so it does caricatures of letters, but not in any Asian language at this time, and not yet. It's really for any age range, any type of vision loss, and any amount of technological ability that somebody has as well. The only age group I would say that it would not be good for is under 10 years old. Really, it's just more because of the device itself. The actual earpiece would sit behind the child's ear, not in front of it. One thing that is very important about OrCam is that it's not an off-the-shelf item. It's something that does require training. And the company does have certified OrCam trainers for individuals who are purchasing OrCam. And what they do is they come to your home and do about a 2 to 2.5 hour session to learn really the ins and outs of the OrCam device and learn how to use it properly. The two versions, there's one that just does reading only, which is called the OrCam My Reader. That one is $2,500. And then the OrCam My Eye, which does facial recognition, product recognition, and reading, OCR, is $3,500. And that includes the training and also all the support that's needed.
During his education session at ATIA, Dr. Wolinski shared an OrCam success story.
One individual that I did train actually came from Canada, and she actually was before we launched in Canada, and I trained her on the device. She has ocular albinism, went back to Canada, and went back to her job. Because of OrCam, she was able to get an increase in salary in her job because she was able to take on more tasks. And what I really like about it is that she was doing so well, she came back to us, and now she's actually training other individuals in Canada on how to use the OrCam device. In the future, there's always future features coming up. Right now we're on version 7 software. Software upgrades are made by just a small SD card that's inserted very easily. And future updates are basically telling you places you've been or where you are, the upcoming bus that's approaching you, and barcode reading. So these are just some of the features that are coming in the future, and there are many more that they're working on. I don't know any other company, but OrCam has a group of 50 individuals that are all engineers working on one device. So I don't know any other guys that has that many engineers working on just one actual device.
For more information on OrCam, go to orcam.com. That's ORCAM.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Wong, and I'm the CEO of Control Bionics.
Control Bionics is a company at the forefront of developing neurological-based technology for people with paralysis and loss of speech.
We're here because we've created a product for the assistive technology market that we think will revolutionise the way in which people can communicate. There's lots of different technologies that are available on the marketplace, but we've particularly decided to focus on EMG technology.
EMG refers to the electrical signals sent by the brain to muscles in order to create movement.
We've just launched our new device, which is called Neuronode, which enables people to wirelessly communicate via muscle signals that are sent down through their body.
Neuronode is the world's first wearable EMG assistive technology device.
What we are doing for people who have diseases like ALS or locked-in syndrome, we can begin to use that signal, even if it's a minute amount of power that's going down there because of their disease. We can actually pick up that signal and enable that to be used as a communication device. So it's like a mouse on your arm.
Neuronode is a small, hemisphere-shaped device that adheres to the skin. It allows a user the freedom to send messages through their smart devices and access the web.
You know, you can use on one angle of a viable muscle set, you can be controlling your computer through, but we can also then have another device on a muscle, which may be on your arm or your forehead or your leg, to control a device like home automation or a wheelchair. So the device is very, very flexible. We've tested it on a range of different people, from ALS to cerebral palsy to locked-in syndrome, people with very severe quadriplegic problems, and the feedback has been terrific in terms of their ability to be able to communicate when a lot of other technologies just don't work for them. And our technology works in combination with those technologies. So if there's an eye gaze technology or there's any other technology out there, our technology can be used in conjunction with that.
The company's origin dates back to 1989, when founder Peter Ford identified that even damaged muscles emit electrical signals.
We've been developing this technology for over 15 years, and our founder did a lot of great work in the early days looking at this technology, and even did some early work with Dr. Stephen Hawking on controlling his wheelchair using the basis of this technology. So we've begun to sort of take that forward and make that into, develop this technology, and we think now the whole category is going to take off using this technology, and we think even able-bodied people will be beginning to use this form of communication. We think ultimately it will lead to the mouse and keyboard not necessarily being the first call of preference even for enabled people. Our brains almost ache with the potential that we've got for this product, but there's potential in terms of heart monitoring, there's potential in terms of future in terms of online gaming for this technology. And also just the expansion that we've already got to make into this market. There's still so much to be done with the disability market that we've got so many plans to what would take the next step. So it's very exciting, very exciting. We just finished doing a video shoot down in Sydney, Australia, and the family member was absolutely ecstatic that her husband could now actually go on the internet, and he was able to order his wife a birthday present that was delivered to the door, and she knew nothing about it. I mean, how good does that get?
Go to controlbionics.com for more about this remarkable device. That's controlbionics.com. ATIA is recognized as the most extensive assistive technology conference in the world. CEO David Dichter.
There's a lot more to do. We haven't solved all the problems, but we do help change lives with the technology that all of our member companies produce.
Producers Randy Urban, Christian Urban, Director Christian Urban, Narrator Melissa Keith, Videographer Saber Walker, Second Camera Operator Deborah Castellanos, DV Specialist Ron Rickford, Editors Randy Urban, Miriam Bakhtiar, Audio Post Bruce Baclarian, Achira Karinde, Mark Phoenix, Santiago Moffat, Production Supervisor Jennifer Johnson, Director Production Karen Nye, Director Programming AMI TV Brian Perdue, Vice President Programming and Production John Melville, President and CEO David Arrington. Copyright 2017 Accessible Media Incorporated.